So, I was kind of hoping that 2019 would get off to a better start than this. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Luke's Reviews, and time for my very first movie review for 2019, at least on this channel. I did review The Favourite over on my blog, and I'll include a link to that in the description. So how did the new year treat us? Well, it gave us Welcome to Marwen, and I'm using the term treat incredibly lightly. My expectations for Welcome to Marwen were fairly high. It stars Steve Carell, this time in a dramatic role, and is directed by Robert Zemeckis, arguably a director that has made some of the greatest films of all time. You've got Back to the Future, Forrest Gump. I thought the trailers were pretty good, and the story itself is based on real events about a guy suffering from PTSD and severe memory loss after this horrific attack on him outside a bar. And so now, as a coping mechanism, he uses dolls that resemble him and his friends and takes them on stories set in World War II. Every single aspect of this sounded like it was ripe for success. And yet, Welcome to Marwen misses the mark entirely. You know when you go bowling and you have the option to use a ramp so that when you position it correctly, you're more than likely going to get a strike? With Welcome to Marwen, the ramp was in the place, the pins are all set, and yet Zemeckis just took the bowling ball, popped the blindfold on, and just lobbed it down the alley. Like, wow, this all went so very, very wrong. It's always hard as a reviewer for when a film based on a true, quite heartfelt story turns out dreadful, that we don't want to come across like we're being dicks to the actual story itself. We're actually just critiquing the filmmaking. There's no doubt in my mind that the talent behind Welcome to Marwen had the best of intentions and really wanted to honour Mark Hogenkamp. But the way in which Zemeckis directs this fails to even draw out the slightest tidbit of emotion. Steve Carell plays Mark and is one of the only bright spots in this movie. He's very troubled and struggling with the pain of being all alone. There are glimmers of hope where the style and foolishness has all been stripped away and Carell is just allowed to act. But otherwise, both him and the rest of the cast are left with the weight of a very misguided and muddled script that just bogs the rest of the film down. Zemeckis approaches the really delicate themes of trauma and loneliness without the emotional subtlety that he should have. Instead, after dealing with significant emotional moments in Mark's real life, we cut to these goofy, outlandish animated sequences of these dolls coming to life and fighting Nazis. It would often be such a tonal jump that I found myself wondering if another film had started playing instead. Yes, they are meant to be showing how Mark is coping after his attack, but at the same time, this could have been told in such a more realistic, sensible manner. At the very core, I do believe that there is a genuine attempt to respect and honour what Mark Hogenkamp went through. But at the same time, when we get these ridiculous sequences of Steve Carell mowing down model Nazis, dolls running out of churches completely topless. Yeah, that happens. Dianne Kruger as a flying Nazi witch. The appearance of a time machine, which feels like Zemeckis going, "Hey, you guys remember Back to the Future? Look, it's Back to the Future." And this unbelievably awkward romance between Steve Carell's character and Nicole, played by Leslie Mann, a new neighbour that's moved in over the road from Steve Carell. And it just doesn't mesh together. Welcome to Marwen is a travesty on nearly every level, and I'm not upset, I'm not angry about it. I'm just really, really disappointed. For those that are still interested in Mark's story, I would recommend seeing a documentary called Marwenko that details the events far better than this film ever did. It also presents Mark in an honest lighting rather than a bit of a weirdo, because in the documentary it explains it quite well, but in the film less so. He makes dolls of some of the women he meets in his life, and none of them are even slightly concerned or weirded out by it. They just seem quite accepting of it. I mean, personally, if that were me, I'd be a little creeped out. Welcome to Marwen gets a 2 out of 10. Yeah, I'm not happy that I'm giving one of the first films of the year such a low mark, but most of the negativity is more to do with the fact that I was really let down by this film, and it really pains me to say that. For those that have seen Welcome to Marwen, let me know what you thought down in the comments below, as well as what you think is the biggest letdown from a popular director. If you have enjoyed this video, please click that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and blog is in the description. Many thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you in the next video.